Great evening, everyone. Today, I'm going to present to you my short story titled A Taste of Success. The Lim family had always been passionate about cooking. Growing up in a small town, they bonded over shared meals and weekends, experimenting with traditional recipes that blended their Filipino heritage with local flavors. Their specialty was a dish they called Halo Heaven, a unique take on the traditional Filipino dessert, halo halo, that became a hit among family and friends. Mr. and Mrs. Lim, along with their two grown children, Elise and Mateo, had long dreamed of opening a small restaurant where they could share their family recipes with the great world. But life had always been too complicated, too busy, or too financially restrictive to make it happen. 4 years, the dream sat on the back burner until the pandemic struck, changing everything. With Mr. Lim work's hours reduced and Elise catering gigs drying up, they found themselves at a crossroads. They could continue struggling to make ends meet, or they could finally take the leap and turn their dream into a reality. One evening, the family gathered around the dinner table with a fresh determination, and they spent hours mapping out a plan to open a modest eatery named Hello Heaven Cafe. Their goal was to create a space where people could experience Filipino flavors with a modern twist, a place that felt like home even to those unfamiliar with their culture. But as they start calculating cost, kitchen equipment, renovations, furniture, permits, the number were daunting. They realized they would need a loan to bring their dream to life. Their first step was visiting a nearby bank, dressed in their best clothes. They entered the office with a carefully prepared business plan, printed in neat binders that Elise had designed with graphics and financial projections. They sat across from a serious-looking loan officer who listened politely, asked a few questions, and then paused. "I appreciate your enthusiasm," she said with a tight smile, "but restaurant loans are high risk, especially given the economic climate. I don't think we can take this on at the moment." The family's spirits plummeted. They had poured their hearts into that meeting, and the rejection felt personal. But Mr. Lim, ever resilient, reminded them that their dream wouldn't come easy. She encouraged them to explore other options, and they spent the next few weeks researching different lenders, from banks to communities funding programs. They filled out applications, made calls, and attended webinars on starting a small business. Each rejection stung a little more, but the Lims had become determined. After months of searching, they found an online lending platform that specialized in supporting small family-owned business. It was a last-ditch effort. The loan interest rate was higher than they'd hoped, and the application process was grueling. The family spent late night crafting a new business proposal, and Mr. Lim stayed up even later, meticulously working through their finances to show they could make the payments. Weeks later, they got an email with a single word, approved. With a mixture of relief and excitement, the family celebrated this small victory. Now, the real work began. They secured a small rental space on the edge of downtown and immediately started transforming it. Elise painted the walls a warm, inviting yellow, and Mateo built wooden tables from salvaged lumber to give the cafe a rustic, welcoming feel. Friends and neighbors pitched in, offering their time and resources. A local artist even painted a mural of a halo-halo dessert bowl on the cafe's wall, bringing their signature dish to life with vibrant colors. Soon, Halo Heaven Cafe was ready for its grand opening. The Lims were nervous. wondering if all their hard work would pay off on the first day. Only a few curious people check in, mostly friends and family, but word of mouth spread quickly. People loved the warm atmosphere, the unique fusion dishes, and the hospitality that felt genuine. A popular food blogger wrote a glowing review, and soon customers were lining up to try the cafe's halo-halo inspired desserts. Sabra adobo balls and flappy, made from scratch pandesal. However, as the cafe grew in popularity, so did the challenges. They had underestimated the cost of running a restaurant and soon realized the loan was not enough to cover everything they needed. The equipment they bought, the loan was enough to cover everything they need. The equipment they bought, secondhand, frequently broke down, and the tiny kitchen struggled to keep up with demand. Elise, who had taken on the role of head chef, often worked until midnight, prepping ingredients for the next day. Mateo, managing the front of the house, juggled cleaning, serving, and taking orders. Then, one of their ovens broke during a lunch rush, and they lost over a day worth of income waiting for a repair. It was a hard blow, and for a brief moment, Mr. Lim wondered if they'd made the right decision. The family gathered for another meeting that night, exhausted and overwhelmed. We, we didn't come this far to give up now, Mr. Lim said, her voice filled with resolve. Maybe we need to adjust our strategy. They decided to apply for a small consumer loan to cover the immediate repairs and equipment needs. With careful planning and a renewed focus on streamlining operations, they managed to stretch every dollar. They implement a specials board featuring rotating dishes made with ingredients they could buy in bulk to save on cost. Elise also started offering cooking classes on weekends, where locals could learn Filipino recipes in a hands-on setting. The classes became a hit, drawing more people to the cafe and creating a steady secondary stream of income. Over time, Hello Heaven Cafe grew into a local staple. Their customer base expanded with people from nearby towns visiting just to try the renowned Hello Heaven special, a dessert filled with high, colorful toppings and homemade ice cream. Within a year, they had paid off of the consumer loan, and with careful management, they were steadily paying down the original business loan as well. They even saved up enough to upgrade their kitchen equipment and hire extra staff, giving Elise and Mateo as a much needed break. The cafe became a beloved spot in the community, and the Lims felt a deep sense of pride in what they had accomplished together. Thank you.